Okay, you guys, so let's get started on today's video. As usual, I'll start with the news and stuff like that. Also, keep in mind that the NT5 indicators will be coming out, and I'm going to have a super dope special for you guys to make sure that it's affordable for everybody, for all of the systems. You guys are going to be very excited when I release that. Also, if you are still need the MT4s, which a lot of brokers are still using, I still use it, by the way, primarily. I will be having a discount coming up this week because it's me and Nancy's wedding anniversary coming up. And you know, when I'm blessed, when we are blessed, I tend to bless you guys. So be on the lookout for that. Our anniversary is on Valentine's Day, so very excited about that. We've been together for 13 years. Valentine's Day will be our 12-year wedding anniversary, and I'm very happy in that marriage. I'm so happy I married that girl. She's so cool, just laid back, chill. So anyway, I will be talking more about that during that time. Okay, let me see, guys. I'm trying to find the tab for. Let me do this. We'll just do it like this. Let me go to the news for this week. So, guys, here's the bit of news that we do need to pay attention to this week. It's going to be U.S. dollar on NFP, which was supposed to come out last Friday, but due to the government shutdown, they moved it to this week. So that's going to be coming out on Wednesday. For those who are new to the channel, don't know what NFP is, it means this right here. See, NFP, non-farm payroll. So every employee in the United States who does not work on a farm, that's why it's called non-farm payroll. So if you do not work on a farm, they count your employment towards the economy to see how strong the economy is, which also leads into, guess what, Friday. Which is the inflation numbers. So the NFP, the employment numbers, and inflation numbers, consumer price index, which is what I call the inflation customer price index, which means how much extra are we paying under the current government. Are we paying less or more? That's why you always hear the presidents talking about, yeah, I lowered taxes, I lowered gas price, I lowered see. That's the consumer price index. They're trying to see which president has the ability to lower our cost. That's what that's all about. So between the inflation numbers and this, that's how they compile data to find out whether they need to raise or lower interest rates. So that's why both of these in the same week is going to be something incredibly interesting to see. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on these charts and see what's going on. So right now we can see that clearly the dollar AUD is in a down uptrend. Now the key is right here. So if I draw this one trend line, guys, this is what we see. It was in an upward trend for quite some time. Okay, so we can see that it was in an upward trend. Okay, give me a second. There we go. A little more cleaner. All right, so this was the trend that it was in, the upward trend. Okay, now we see that there was two candles that closed outside the trend on AUD USD, okay, which is the Australian dollar right there. So we have to see whether this thing is a typical pullback. Is this a pullback right here, or is this actually going to actually stop right here? Now, on the 1 hour time frame, and this is part of my sexy analyst trading system, I don't ever have to draw trend lines and all this stuff no more. That's why I built it. So for those who have it, let me show you what you can do. Because see, I have mine's a little bit dimmed out. These little lines that you guys are seeing right here, they're pretty dark. But you can go right in here and you have the option to do all of these different things. It's full of different options for you. And one of those is the Fibonacci lines. And we do have in this drop-down menu if you want the Fibonacci retracement, expansions, or both. I always used to start with the Fibonacci retracement levels, and you can come in here and you can change the colors to whatever floats your boat. So for the sake of argument, so you guys can see this, I'm just going to turn them yellow. Okay, so the Fibonacci retracement, and see if you're using the expansion and the retracement, you can have them on different colors so you can see. So just to make this a little bit brighter so you guys can see, and voila, to the freaking la. There you go. So as you guys can see right here, price action on the 1 hour chart, it was climbing, which by the way, look at Simplicity. Simplicity told you at the 38.2 buy right here, and look, it shot all the way up to the 78.6. So again, Simplicity is still, after all these years, still doing her thing. Okay, so anyway, that was a winning trade to the upside, but now it's halted and stalled out right here at the 78.2. And so you can see plenty of price action clustered right here at the 78.2 level. So the question is it going to stall out right here and then fire up, or is it actually going to drop? And the first stop will be to the 61.8 fib level, which is right here. And then the next level would be down here, bing, bing, to the 50% retracement. So what will this do? Will it push right here and shoot up and just keep going, or will it come back and hit these levels is the question. So that's what you got to watch out for the dollar. It's no trade on that one in my mind yet until I see what it's going to do. All right, same thing with this one. You can see it's also stuck at the between the 78.6 and the 61.8 Fibonacci level on the 1 hour time frame. And again, this one also is in a current uptrend. So we don't know whether this trend is broken here, because you can see it was respecting this trend. Now it's broken. So is this just a stop off and then it's going to pop and go right back into the trend, or is it going to actually do a pullback? All right, so we got to watch and see. A lot of these we're just going to have to watch and see. So AUD CAD. So as you can see, this is also in a what? Uptrend. See how it's respecting the trend line? See how it's respecting? It didn't have a break below it. So therefore, this may continue on up. And if it does, the first level it may test is coming up to here to retest this level right there. Okay, so that would be a in the meantime. Now, I do see that when the market closed, it stopped at this level, the 78.6 on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see plenty of price action respecting that. So I get it. Problem is whether it will respect that or break through there. And you already see a candle closed above it at the end of the week. But again, we have the weekend gaps, so we have to see where that goes. Okay, next. Now, this one is interesting because it has stopped, and let's go to the 4 hour time frame. So if you're looking at it from the 4 hour perspective, it closed above this range right here. Bing, bing, bing. It closed above the daily dot and everything. But then guess what? The candle started pulling right back down, showing sellers started taking back over. And if we go to the 1 hour, you can see bing, 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 bing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 attempts in this range right here. So that means, is this going to be a possible pullback? Because it wasn't an uptrend. But like the other AUD pairs, same thing, uptrend, 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 and then we have a candle break. Now, if the markets were actually open, I would have taken a sell, but I'm very cautious, as you guys know, on Sundays and Mondays. Why? Because I've been teaching you guys this for years. Sundays and Mondays are what? Continuation days, okay? Continue where? The original trend. So this could continue back up. I don't know. So I'm going to keep my eye on it. It is one that can be on the radar. Let me make a note for myself where I'm talking to you guys. By the way, let me go here real quick. If you want to be copied on a trade, you see how well we're doing in the thumbnails every week. If you want to join us, if you want to get copied on our trades when me, Dr. Elvis, and Ms. Jenny take our trades, then simply go here to supereasycopycat.com. Again, super, E as in Echo, Z as in Zebra, copycat.com, and simply sign up. We have, just click on the join button. We have several different combination packages, or if you want to do a la carte, it's up to you. We do have, several different instruments that we trade, not just Forex. So you can check those out, and whichever one you like, you can join it. Okay. Now, the other thing is, and by the way, just this video right here, it's only take a couple of minutes to watch. What it is, it just typically shows you, okay, here's your account right here with the software, which you see a picture of. This is what's it going to look like on your computer. This is me taking a trade. Once I took a trade here, you're going to see it pops up on yours. When I close a trade here, it's going to close out on yours. It's completely hands-free. Very, very nice. Okay. The other thing is, a lot of you guys have been watching my videos on my live trades on the futures market. And so therefore, I do have a private group now that I send my alerts out on. So if you want that private group, sign up for the Asian session, and I will send trades out starting tonight. If I find a setup, I'm sending some trades out tonight. So if I find good setups in the Asian session, I'll let you know and send you the alerts. Okay. And then you can take the trades accordingly. But if you want to trade live with Miss Jenny, who's a master at trading, then you want to sign up for the New York session. She does that 3 days a week, and you guys will be able to trade right on screen with her. Okay, so those are the services. All right, now let's get back to the charts. Here we go. All right, so again, for AUD pairs, they're currently in an uptrend. As you can see, this is a current uptrend, but will it stop here and push higher? Probably it may, but it did stall out on the lower time frames, so we have to see. I don't know. That's a good question. So we'll let the markets talk to us. CAD JPY, same thing. See that it's starting to slow down right now. It hit this level right here and immediately started stalling out. You see that resistance level, prior resistance level, and now all of a sudden it's stalled out. Okay, so we've got to keep an eye on that one. Which, by the way, I'll make a note. If I get my confirmations, then we probably hop into that trade. And again, if you want to be copied on when I'm or Dr. Elvis or Ms. Jenny are taking trades, get the copycat, and then you'll be copied on our trades, hands free. All right, on this one here, this was been an ugly pair. It's been dropping, dropping, dropping. Now it's in the chop box, so I don't want to touch that one. I'll leave that one alone. Nothing there. This one here is a very interesting pair. Okay, this one here, it has been in this slant pattern for God knows quite some time. And here's the problem. I have no idea why it stalled right here. Now, if I had to pick and choose, what would I do? I would be a buyer because it's sitting on my daily dot. It's a hard slant pattern. But for whatever reason, over the last several days, it has not been able to break out of this zone right here. So that would be the thing that I'm going to keep my eye on. But overall, I'm going to be bullish on this pair right here for a buy. But again, it can pull back, retest this bottom. I have no idea why it's just been sitting there for days. That's the Euro USD. So I have no opinion on that one just yet. Now, this one here, typically, most people see a buy. Me, I know what happens on Sundays and Mondays. So what typically happens, it sets up and looks like it's going to be a buy. But just because of my experience in the markets over the years, I'm going to go with Ocean Wave and see what Ocean Wave has to say about this pair. And currently, as you can see with the Ocean Wave, especially from the 30-30, let me open this up a little bit bigger. 30-30 is saying sell. 1 hour is still below the main wave. So for me, until this thing breaks, I'm still going to sell. And look at this. See, the ocean wave does not make a big deal of things. It just says what it sees. And so therefore me, I don't trust it for a buy. I'm going to continue in the same direction. So I'll be a seller of EuroCAD. That's what I would be. Okay. Or in my personal opinion, I don't like it. It's creating a really, really strong support level. So it could stay there or could go down. What do you do in these situations? When in doubt, what do? Stay out. So me, I'm gonna stay out of that one. Okay, too choppy. So it can either use this as a bounce or it can break through. My only caution here, like I told you guys, if it wasn't for it being Sunday and Monday, which are always typically continuation days, and what they do is they fake out like you find in a strong support level, and then they pull it. You think you're in a trade, it's going in the reverse, and they drop it right on through. That's what they do on Sundays and Mondays. The market makers, they do that all the time, every week for the last several years. So therefore, I don't trust it for a sale. That's the reason why. So I'll just leave that one alone, okay? So that's, I'm sorry, and I was talking about EuroCAD, but that was actually Euro Swiss that I was referring to, okay? So it's currently in the downtrend. Whether this is support, I don't know. I'll leave it alone. I don't trust it, okay? Sundays and Mondays, I'm really only looking for continuation. So like with this one, continuation to a retest to the bottom is what I will be looking for. Same thing with this one, retest to the bottom, okay? But it can bounce because it's been dropping for a long time. So again, you have to look at, okay, what is the chart saying versus what does the market typically do? This is where all the conflict comes in my head, because I know what pattern I'm looking at. I know what support levels I'm looking at, but I also know what happens with the market makers on Sundays and Mondays. They have been doing the same thing over and over. So everything that looks like it's just a solid setup for a reversal trade turns out, doesn't work out. Why? Because they typically like to stay in the main trade. So when you're looking at the main trade, when you're looking at this, what is it telling you? It's in a what? Downtrend. So will it stick here? No. If it breaks through here, then we're looking at on the daily level going down to the 78.6 level, and that will put you all the way down here where it will just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. So I don't want to keep arguing with the markets, telling the markets what it should be doing when I should just be listening to what the markets say and follow accordingly. Okay? All right. So keep moving. All righty, nothing there. Same thing. See how this was looking like a strong support? And then look at this bottom. Look at. See, this is what I'm talking about. So it used this strong level where buyers were lined up saying, okay, this has to be it. And then they knocked them out, and then they brought this candle back in. Whether this is going to pull back up and move forward, there'll be one story. If not, it'll continue down. And there you go. This is why I don't fool with them. I wait. Okay, now this one's looking like a very, 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 very strong opportunity. See here where my conflict comes in, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 candles saying this is the bottom, right? So is this truly the bottom, or are they going to actually break it through and keep it pushing to the bottom, to the downside, to the 78.6? Same thing over here. See all this clutter? That's why I'm going to be waiting for confirmations. See this? You can see it on the 1 hour much better. Triple bottom. Okay, so we have to see, does price stay in this range? If it breaks below it, sell to the bottom. It ain't finished. But if it bounces and come on up, you got a good deal. Okay, all right, now let's move on. GJ, the dragon, nothing. That's nothing. Nothing. See, I'm not taking a lot of trades. I'm slowing down because I realize the more trades you take, the less money you make. Put that in your notes, by the way. The more trades you take, the less money you make, typically, unless you're a scalper. If you're a scalper. But even then, too many scalp trades doesn't work out good. So if you look on the thumbnail, we take scalp trades from the future. You see, I sent out a total of 7 or 8 trades for the entire week. 8 trades for the entire week. But because I'm not taking 20 of them, 8 trades out of the entire week, we won 6 of them, 1 break even, and the one that was actually a loss was actually not really a loss. It was a closed trade. We closed it early because it wasn't moving, and we were only down just a little bit. But I already recognized, I said, no, I don't like the way this is moving. So I told everybody, hey, let's close the trade. So was it actually even a full loss? No, it actually wasn't. So the accuracy numbers go way higher when you're taking far less trades. Okay, so that's why you see me just skip right on by. If I don't see something I like, I'm skipping it. Okay, same thing here. This one probably will retest and create a double top here, but again, skipping it. All right, so this one, I don't know what it's going to do. It's doing the same thing like AUD, USD, where you can see on the 1 hour where it's hopefully going to respect these trend lines because it's giving that same pattern, but I don't know. And this is also a slant pattern right here. See, where it was trending up, and then you got the candle close below the trend. So again, just like AUD USD, I don't know what to expect. So I'll be patient and wait and see how it formulates after the market opens, and then make a decision. Now, looking at this one here, nothing. See, it's just consolidating sideways, nothing there. This one, if it does push, it can go either and come down and retest this bottom, which me personally, I prefer and like double bottoms. Because once you get them double bottoms, they don't come back. But this one could be different. We'll have to wait and see. But in the meantime, I don't see anything worthwhile. All right. Now, UJ have been in an upward trend. So again, this one could push. It could stop right here, but I doubt it since it's the Sunday and Monday. So if it does keep pushing, then we're expecting it to come up here. If it does turn around, we'll wait and see and make a decision after the markets have opened. I do see that it did stop right here on this level right here, which you can see. Okay, so that's where it actually stopped. So we just have to wait and see what happens. Okay, so on a lot of these, it's just nothing you can do except for wait and see, because again, there's the conflict of what the pattern is telling you and the charts and indicators are telling you versus what the market makers end up doing every single week. They use these levels that everybody sees to do their liquidity runs or stop hunts, because they see that everybody knows that this is typically where you should be doing reversal, and they use it to do continuations instead and run right past the stops and collect all the money. Then a day or two later, then they reverse it, or even a couple of hours later, they reverse it, and now you're pissed because you're like, dang, I knew I was right. And yeah, you were, but you have to consider who you're playing against, the market maker. Okay. This is why the ocean wave comes in handy in situations like this, because the ocean wave will come back and say, hey, hold up, player. Hold on. And so you can see, look, ocean wave, had you been in an ocean wave system, look at that. 135 pips, 30-minute chart notification. There you go. Okay. All right, you guys. See you in the middle of the week.